Oh, something pretty juicy just happened. Apparently, after their multiple losses, the SEC has decided to go for a little bit of a different angle. And I want to show you guys exactly what this could mean for the markets, what this could mean for your portfolio, and how we're going to trade it potentially. Digital Perspective saying, after multiple losses mounting up for the SEC, Gary Gensler will be taking the hot seat, testifying in front of, well, apparently, the SEC chairman Gary Gensler has agreed to testify before the Banking GOP, Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee over on Tuesday, September the 12th, and before the Financial Committee on Wednesday, September 27th. And somebody had the most accurate matrix type of GIF, which one do you guys say? Let me know in the bottom in the comment section. Of Gary Gensler just dodging every single question because we are older than yesterday. I'm not sure how you say that in English. We were not born yesterday. There we go. This man has basically made a career out of dodging every single question humanly possible. And so it wouldn't surprise me if Gary Gensler yet again goes on the theatric show and just dodges the absolute living goop out of every single question that they ask. Again, hopefully y'all remember, I think like half a year ago or so, back in February potentially it was, that all these questions were being asked. And Gary Gensler, funny enough, blamed crypto for the downfall of some of these banks at the time. But he was also asked about Ethereum and Ethereum status. He failed to answer that. Whenever people were asking him questions, he always fails to answer. Here, July 13th, last month, he even testified again in front of the House Senate Appropriations Committee, where again, nothing too crazy came out because this man is a professional snake, if you might call it. Again, those are my own words, my own opinion on the matter, not a matter of fact. Well, debatably so. But yeah, he's basically rubbed himself in good with some of that snake oil to make sure he can just slither his way around, making sure he can dodge everything. And based on recent info, I'm mostly thinking they're going to be asking questions about Coinbase, their policy towards exchanges, potentially what Gary Gensler thinks of the Fit for the 21st Century Act, and take a look at what John Deaton said very recently here. Today, on Scott Melker's show, I said there was a 20 to 25% chance Judge Fela dismissed the SEC's complaint, or partially dismisses, leaving the staking issue, ruling that Howey is inapplicable regarding secondary sales of digital assets on an exchange in blind bid-ask transactions. In short, the SEC does not have jurisdiction over these types of transactions. Normally, I would say there's no chance, or a 1% chance, for success with a motion to dismiss. I have to read this decision, but my 20 to 25% may have just jumped to 35% with this decision, and that refers to the judge doing something pretty weird. The judge overseeing the SEC v. Coinbase case just in another lawsuit dismissed a class action lawsuit against Uniswap with something very specific about the language. Let's take a look. Quote, due to the protocol's decentralized nature, no identifiable defendant, end quote. Another quote, the fact that the current state of cryptocurrency regulation leaves them without recourse, end quote. And there was apparently even more. There is so much good language in this opinion, my God. SEC staffers must be down bad right now. Issuers who create ERC20 tokens are known as developers. Each of them theoretically could register the token with the SEC, but such registration are few, as Congress and the courts have yet to make a definitive determination as to whether such tokens constitute securities, commodities, or something else. And so this judge is pointing out just how fake things are. Together with the Grayscale decision, together with the Ripple decision, things are just starting to add up. And so a lot of the questions asked to Gary Gensler that he will not be able to answer might finally again start ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ringing bells along the crypto space that these guys don't know anything. Or rather, they know, but they're purposefully keeping things as vague as possible. Again, if we look at the wording in the Ripple case, they keep changing their opinion. They keep changing exactly what they're going after. If we're looking at legal opinions by the SEC and its members, we don't fully know exactly what they think of Ethereum because it changes from left to right. And why don't they want to put that in full-on writing then to say Ethereum is cleared, it's not a security? Why would they keep things so vague? Again, things are starting to change though. We are seeing some massive changes. Now, I'm warning you, some of these guys will be sucking some major ass. And so be prepared to just see people throw the ball right into Gary Gensler's arms. But as we've seen quite recently, and I showed you this a little bit earlier, this is Patrick McHenry from the House Financial Services Committee saying SEC Chair Gary Gensler's crusade against the digital asset ecosystem is falling apart under scrutiny from the courts. This is yet another example of why a comprehensive regulatory framework like the Fit for the 21st Century Act must be made law. And this one right here, U.S. Congressman Warren Davidson calling to fire SEC Chair Gensler following Grayscale's win. It's starting to become more apparent that people are not happy with the way Gary Gensler is ruling over all of this. Little side note, I've been reading so many different opinion pieces about a Bitcoin ETF coming in hot because the SEC just can't defend it anymore. And again, in the court Tuesday's decision, Judge Naomi Rao said the denial of Grayscale's proposal was arbitrary and capricious because the commission failed to explain its different treatment of similar products. To which I'd like to state yet again that it's funny. All of a sudden, things are starting to turn around ever since the XRP lawsuit concluded. Quote, the rulings show the courts will not blindly accept the SEC's conclusions on the application of securities laws to crypto, said Coy Garrison, a former counsel to SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce, who is the most crypto-friendly member of the panel. The courts, not the SEC, have final say, said Garrison, who now works at the law firm Steptoe and Johnson. And again, remember, every single thing that's happening in all these other cases will affect every other case. Like, for example, the Coinbase, like the Binance, and every single case there. Which is why every single time any announcement is made anywhere, everybody starts getting a little bit jiggly because it's like a massive snowball of sorts. Something happens there, it adds to the snowball that keeps rolling further and further, making the snowball even bigger. But at the same time, it doesn't seem like the SEC is backing down, as we've seen with the recent NFT case as well. Very often they could just sue a company, sue a project, get a quick settlement, get a couple $1 million and have another win on their roster, and everybody's happy because that company was able to get away with X amount of millions of dollars. And the SEC is happy because they officially won. At least they can say that, and because they got millions of dollars again for that win. Point being here, the SEC has no real reason to stop because their pockets are very deep. They win most of whatever they do because the other side doesn't care to go that deep, or they don't have infinite pockets, and because nobody's stopping them. But that might be changing here rather soon, because it seems as if the tides are finally turning and the SEC is finally getting a little bit of a push back. Now, is our time here? Not just quite yet, but it's getting closer and closer every single day. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Gary Gensler testify again, because at least I've got some cool clips. I'm probably going to be live streaming it. The only problem is I believe I'll be in a plane the moment that this happens. So depending on exactly what time, September 12th, I'll be able to live stream it for you guys like we did last time, which was juicy. Similarly, September 27th, let's just see exactly how things go. But I'm trying to get it out to you guys in the most funny manner. The clips are going to be funny as stuff. So I'd say stick around for that. It's about to be interesting. But yeah, that's about it for my update right now. Make sure you put the notification bell on if you're enjoying these daily crypto updates. And that's about it.